out of courtesy of those seated behind you, kindly keep your cameras at eye level. Thank you.
One, two, one, two. Saxophones. Sanchez. I'll turn in dynamite. There's nothing but that at night. I can excite a little closer to back in a moon. Wacky woo. The way they entertain good hurricane. I can exactly what the folks are back in a wacky woo. Fujiyama get a mama and you're crumbling grease. Something go to show to soda. Her Shakespeare says that's not the piece. They kiss it huggy nice. But gee, what's worth the price? Back in a second, the folks are back in a wacky woo. Yeah. So much. Welcome to Birdland, where here we are on Tuesday, having a nice, wonderful bunch of folks here at Birdland on West 44th Street, and we have a bunch of people out there in cyberspace, so to speak, checking the show out with a wonderful something called Radio Free Birdland. We're broadcasting or live streaming tonight. So you guys in the audience here, just make it sound like it's New Year's Eve, very festive. And, oh, that's a good start. All right, we're the Nighthawks, music of the 1920s and 30s, and I'm your host for this moment. My name is Vince Giordano. Thank you. All right. We opened up with a little fanfare, because we always like to get things a little excited, and written by the great Jimmy McHugh. He wrote this for the Universal Picture Company back about 1937 or so, 36. And to do it, we always have to have a special drum back there, and that's a timpani drum or kettle drum. And we found this fella who brings the kettle drums everywhere he goes. Even when he goes to the shopping and go to the dentist, he brings it along. He loves it. That's Paul Wells back there. Yay! All right. And then we segued into a tune that was written by the great Harry Warren, who wrote so many wonderful tunes back in the 1930s. You're Getting to Be Happy With Me, 42nd Street, Academy Award-winning tunes. But this is one from 1928 called Nagasaki, and we like to have a little fun with that. Now, I don't know about you, but I've only had a little bit of my Nighthawk drink here. I have my own drink here, the Nighthawk cider, and it looks like two guys in this band look the same. No, not you guys. No, not you two guys. Wait, the third time's it always works. There they are, the Anderson brothers. Out. Okay, that's Peter Anderson on the tenor, and that's Will Anderson on the alto sax. And they both soloed there on that Nagasaki tune, along with John Kelso on the trumpet, and we had a big solo. Yeah, Peter Yaron on the piano, Andy Stein on the hot fiddle, right, and a little bit of Paul Wells there on the regular drums. Nice. All right, put that one away. Next, our lead trumpet man has been gone for a few weeks, and he's finally back. He went to Japan, and he and his wife have now a beautiful daughter in their lives, and so he's a daddy. Yeah, give him a nice hand. Okay, so when he came back, I said, I got to play this tune that was written by Phil Napoleon back in 1927, and it's called Go, Joe, Go. But we don't want you to go anymore, Jojo. Stay here. Go, Joe, go. 1927. 1, 2, 1, 2. Joe, go. We have to be one of the few bands on West 44th Street playing that song tonight. All right, that's Joe Boga there playing some nice open horn, and you had a special mute there that you played that really has that very great sound of the 20s and 30s. Could you tell us what kind of mute that is?
Right, it's called a solo tone.
Solo tone mute. So what's the difference between playing it open and playing the solo tone. Yeah, that's good. And play it open. There you go. See, when you listen to some of those old recordings, you know, whether they're the old 78s or the old soundtracks, you can say, hey, the trumpets sound different. That's why they had those wonderful, very, I call them tone mutes. They had tone and color to them. We had a little piano solo there by Peter Yaron, and that was nice. Okay. And let's see. Oh, that tune was written by Phil Napoleon and Frank Signorelli, a wonderful pianist. He probably put all that modern music in there. Here's a song that goes back to 1920, and a zillion people have recorded it. Al Jolson had a big hit with it, and Paul Whiteman, and then of course Benny Goodman, the King of Swing. And 1920, things were really popping. You know, the World War I was over, and just the whole jazz age was starting. And this arrangement, though, is from the early 1930s, and I've got the guys blow, and it's written by Vincent Rose and Al Jolson, who got his name on it anyway. But actually, parts of this tune were written by Puccini, and there was a big lawsuit about this, and you have to read it on Google. And the estate won too. Here it is. It's called Avalon. 1, 2, 1, 2. Avalon. Good old Jimmy Dale arrangement. Here's a song that, well, we played it last night because last night was April 20th. And April 20th has a special meaning to certain people out there. It's called 420 Day. Does anybody know about 420 Day? All right. All right, well, some people know, some people don't. You got to look it up on Google. I can't explain it all. It's written by a wonderful, very talented musician named Don Redman. Pardon me. Half my voice is back in Brooklyn here tonight, but I'm here. Don Redman, multi-instrumentalist. His first instrument was the cornet. I actually held his cornet a few years back. Then he went to saxophones and arranging. He was with the wonderful Fletcher Henderson band for quite a few years. And he went out to the Midwest to join the McKinney's band. And he got back in New York and became a band leader himself. And it was called Don Redman and his orchestra. And I'd met three fellas that played with that band. And they said, well, the one thing about the Don Redman band is the way the guys would relax and have a good time was not by drinking alcohol. they did it other ways. And the name of this tune kind of tells you all about it. It's called Chant of the Weed. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy 420 day, one day late. Chant of the Weed by Don Redman. Had some interesting little piano work there by Peter Yaron. And our drummer, Paul Wells, got another nifty thing off his trap set there, what they called the temple blocks. Sonny Greer had a set of them. A lot of bands had temple blocks. Play some of those temple blocks. There you go, yeah. Very, very mysterious, wonderful. And how about that wild and woolly clarinet solo by Evan Arnson? Yeah, man, wow. Fantastic. And then Don Redman's solo of the alto was played by Will Anderson. Yeah. Hey, before I go on, Will, I understand you and your brother, who's right here, by the way, I hope, unless he ran out, we got a sub. No, you're still here. You have some important Birdland news to tell us.
Oh yes, thank you, Uncle Vince. Well, I did want to mention that my brother Peter and I have a show here at Birdland upstairs on Sunday, June 21st. We're performing with our 15-piece orchestra celebrating Duke Ellington at Newport.
Oh,
So check
wow.
that out on June 21st. Also, I want to mention I have a product for sale this evening because we have a merchandise cart in the back. It's not a CD or an LP. It's a product that goes way further back in human history. It's called a book. I wrote it. It's called Songbook Summit, 15 Pioneers of American Sound, and it chronicles the life stories of many of America's great composers. And I do get a lot of questions, you know, now that it's 2026. I get asked, did I use AI to write this book? The answer is yes. But it's not artificial intelligence. It's Anderson intelligence.
All right, yay! That's Will Anderson. Oh, man. Very good. All right, moving right along. Here's a song from the great composer Irving Berlin. You mentioned Irving Berlin. And this is a very obscure song. Irving Berlin had a great time in New York at Tin Pan Alley, and he moved on to Broadway shows, and eventually, like a lot of composers, went out to Hollywood and scored some wonderful pictures. But about 1931 or so, musical pictures were kind of not doing so good. The public had got tired of them, mainly because I think the new sound era didn't have all the, you know, the technical things that they should have. It took a while to really get sound pictures together and music pictures together. It wasn't until like 42nd Street where things really cooked in. So Berlin writes a score for this film called Reaching for the Moon, and got some great stars in it, but they start stripping all the songs away, which really annoyed him, and which got him to come back to New York. Anyway, this one is called When the Folks High Up Do the Mean Low Down, and it says, it's very reminiscent in a way of putting on the Ritz, sort of putting on the Ritz sideways. And the original guy who sang it in that film was a guy who just walked into a bar named Bing Crosby. He couldn't make it tonight, so I'm going to try to do my best with half of my voice. When the folks high up do the mean low down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Avenue is known for doing that low down, but you'll find you're not alone for doing that low down. Fifth Avenue is learning how they had to fall. Fifth Avenue does it now, and that's not all. Whenever the folks high up do that mean low down, there's no low down lower than that. Whenever those swells slow down and come low down, there's no low down lower than that. You may believe it or not, when they start getting hot, there is no Hottentot that's hotter than that. So you can lay your dough down when they go down, 'cause there's no low down lower than that. Mean Lowdown by Irving Berlin. Hey, you might have noticed there was something different here. Well, let's go start with the first one. Sam, did you bring another trombone for that recording date?
Oh no, the megaphone.
Is that what you did?
Yes, I did the megaphone.
Well, show us what. Wow, that's pretty cool. How about that, Sam Chess? Hey, what happens if you don't use the megaphone? What goes on there?
Without it,
Yeah. Oh. All right, okay, that's enough. Use the megaphone whenever you can. And we had another unique sound, not as unique as that last little bit there. Our reed players picked up soprano saxophones. Did you notice that? Yeah, 3 of them. You don't often hear 3 soprano saxophones together these days too much, thank goodness. No, I'm just kidding. But soprano sax, of course, Sidney Bechet was the early king of that, and then Johnny Hodges messed with it a little bit, and John Coltrane, and then it kind of went, not too many people were playing the old soprano sax. But when we first started this band, and back in the late 70s, I was at this club called the Dead Blazer. I mean the Red Blazer. It seemed dead sometimes. Anyway, and a young man came in with a case, and I said, "Hey, can I sit in?" I said, "Well, sure, why not?" And I was crazy then, and I had no idea who he was, and it was a soprano saxophone. And he was very good player. Turns out it was Kenny G. Yeah, I didn't know. Well, Kenny G never comes by anymore. No, he's too busy, too famous, too rich. I don't know, whatever, too indisposed. But just to keep sort of his an homage to him, I've nicknamed my 3 soprano saxophones Kenny X, Kenny Y, and Kenny Z. Nice. Okay. All right. So maybe he'll come in sometime. All right. We're gonna play some real music and not have all this comedy here. I like comedy a little bit. It covers a multitude of sins. What? All right. Now, how many folks out there know about Louis Armstrong? All right. Well, that's a start. That's a start. Good. Well, he was probably the most important man in jazz, at least early jazz, because kind of before Louis Armstrong, there was a little bit of things of jazz, but Louis really kind of set some things straight, and we all are privileged to have his recordings and films that we could listen and watch him, and of course there's still books being written. The great Ricky Riccardi just finished his 3rd book on Louis Armstrong, so there's still more to happen. As you know, he was from New Orleans, and carefree young fella, and kind of happy down there. But a man who was a bit older than him, also played the trumpet and the cornet, named Joe Oliver, also known as King Oliver. He got out of New Orleans early, started a band up in Chicago, and he says, "I got to get this young guy Armstrong up here." Louis didn't want to leave, but he finally did, and it was a big breakthrough because now lots of people heard Louis and saw him, and of course his fame just skyrocketed. And Louis used to call him Papa Joe, because he was like a papa to him. That's another story. And Louis, right to his end days, always talked about Papa Joe. And when Louis got in the studio in 1928, he says, "Let's do one of Papa Joe's songs," and that's called the West End Blues. A very important tune. If you look up in Google, how much has been written about it, and what it did for Louis Armstrong's career and for jazz. Now, before we play the tune, the West End Blues, I want to let you know there's a wonderful place for you to go see in Queens called the Louis Armstrong House Museum. Has anyone been out there? Yeah. All right. You got to go. We have a bunch of these flyers on the merch table. Please take one and go. You take the 7 train right to Corona, and there it is. And both our trumpet men were lucky enough to play on Louis Armstrong's Golden Horn. So there's a lot for you to discover out there, and you'll thank me if we ever meet again. Oh, that's another song. Anyway, here's that tune called the West End Blues, and here's John Kelso to tell you all about it.
Take 2.
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da How about those clarinets? That's Peter Yaron doing Earl Father Hines. Give him a nice hand. Yeah. All right, John, what you got, Mike? John Kelso doing that fantastic Louis Armstrong solo. Thank you, John. John Kelso, he does a lot of wonderful things all around, but one of the things I like to talk about is his gig on Sunday. He's been doing it for 18 years there, give or take. It's a place called the Ear Inn. I always pull on my ear because that's really what the name of the place is called. Has anyone been to the Ear Inn? Okay, hey, look at that. Good. Did you have a good time? Yeah. Of course, yeah. So John has this gig on Sundays, and occasionally people come and go. They change the personnel. So John calls it the Ear Regulars. I like that. When he does it, it's more funny. Anyway, so thank you. And he's got a CD out there called Live at the Ear Inn. So check that out. Then we had a great solo by Sam Chess on the trombone. Nice. Good. And then we switched over to the clarinets now. Did you notice something different? Yeah, they slipped into something a little bit more comfortable. They're clarinet megaphones. Yeah. They weren't on the original date, no. I decided to soup it up a little bit, just in case, a movie producer comes in or something like that. And we've done some movies over the last some years. And in fact, our last film, we had six tunes in it, but I haven't found anyone that admitted that they've seen it. It opened 6 weeks ago. It's called The Bride. Has anybody seen that film? You see? Crickets. All right. Okay. Anyway, check it out. It's interesting. I can say that. Okay. Hey, buy that lady a drink of water. Anyway, good. I like that. Our pianist, Peter Yaron, performed one of these great solos that a master of jazz piano who started in the 20s, a fellow named Earl Father Hines, originally around the Pittsburgh area. He got up to Chicago and joined with Louis. He couldn't make it tonight, so that was Peter Yaron there at the piano. Yay! Yeah, we got 2 Peters in the band tonight, so I might get mixed up. One plays sax, one plays piano, unless someone else changes their name. But you never know. Now, when I was a kid, or even a middle-aged guy, listening to this recording, I often wondered what was going on in the percussion section. And I said, there's something that sounds strange there. And well, there was. Zooty Singleton, who was the drummer on the date, bought these newfangled things, new in 1928, called Baccarat box cymbals. And we just happened to have a set of them. And sure enough, Paul Well likes to bring them out of his vest pocket. It's the easiest thing for him to bring to the gig. And let's give a little Baccarat box solo. All right, that's enough. That's good. How about that? So when you listen to that original recording and you hear those strange little cymbals, that's what he's playing. What's his name with Duke? Sonny Greer. Sonny Greer had a set of them too, and you can hear them like on Bandana Babies. So it's interesting, because you can't see, what's going on the record. It's just a record going around. Now, you could listen to the original recording, of course, with Zudi and his Bach cymbals, or you could pick up our recording, which we just happen to have over there on the merch counter. But the thing I want to tell you about it, it's recorded at 78 RPM. Yeah, these guys are good. So if you have to have a 3-speed turntable. That's all. I'm not going to do the shtick. All right, next. All right, let's play another New Orleans composer. This fellow by the name of Jelly Roll Morton. Now, there's a new person on the scene, on the pop scene, named Jelly Roll. This is a different Jelly Roll. Okay, there's a guy, Jelly Roll. He shows up at the Academy Awards. I don't know, but Jelly Roll Morton was a New Orleans original, and played great piano, composed tunes, arranged, sang a bit. I like his singing, very, very beautiful. And he wrote a song that talked about a suburb of New Orleans, something called, well, the original place was called Milenberg. And he sent it in to get copyrighted, and they misspelled it. So Milenberg became Milenberg. So it's Milenberg Joys, and that's what it is. And lots of bands have recorded it. We like this little recording that the McKinney's band from Detroit, Michigan recorded. Don Redman arranged it, and here it is, the Milenberg Joys. 1, 2, 1, 2. There on that wonderful trumpet solo, Sam Chess on the trombone, and Will Anderson playing some nice alto sax. How are we doing? Oh, yeah, man. Well, with the Nighthawks, you know, we get a lot of requests, and one of the rules that we go by is we take requests, but we don't play them. But sometimes I can make an exception. I mean, this request came in last year. So it's April, it's not too far away from last year, I don't think. This tune is written by Harold Arlen and Ted Kohler, and they were at the Cotton Club about the time when the transition, when Duke Ellington's band left and Cab Calloway came in. And so we're gonna play this song that was asked to be, requested, that's what I'm trying to say. And it's called Kicking the Gong Around. Now this is another tune that has some interesting meanings, which I'm not going to talk about, but you can check that out on YouTube or Google. Kicking the Gong Around. And the Cotton Club, you know, had a lot of problems, you know, but there was always great entertainment there, great dancing and great showmanship with either Cab or Duke Ellington and his men, and later there was other bands anyway. So here we go, guys, and this was done in the big broadcast film from 1932. So good luck, everybody, and if you run into the people who requested this out there, tell them we played it, okay? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was down in Chinatown, all the cokies laid around. Some were high and some were mighty low. Counting millions on the floor when a knock came on the door, and there stood old Smokey Joe. He was sweating cold and pale, he was looking for his frail. He was broken and all his junk ran out. As he stood and looked around, nobody made a sound, and you could hear old Smokey shout, "Tell me, where is Minnie? Where is Minnie? I want my Minnie. Has she been here, kicking the gong around? If you don't know Minnie, she's tall and skinny. She gets her pleasure kicking the gong around. Smokey Joe, and here it had to go. Now as he departed, oh, that curtain's parted. There stood Minnie, kicking the gong around. Come on, kick it around, bud. Smokey Joe was here and had to go. And as he departed, oh, the curtains parted. There stood Minnie, kicking the gong around. Yeah, all right. How about these guys playing that down? Man, nobody can replace the great Cab Calloway. When are we going to play that one again? 2091, we'll be here, and maybe those people will come in. Hey, I think it's time to put the arrangements away. I'm going to play some old-time traditional jazz. You know, there's some great traditional jazz here at Birdland. We do our part, and Wednesday nights is is great Dave Oswald with his Louis Armstrong Band. On Thursdays is the wonderful High Society New Orleans Jazz Band. So it's really great. And believe it or not, one of the co-leaders of the band is here with us tonight, all the way from Australia, Mr. Simon Wettenhall, with his brother and his nephew. There you go. Give him a nice hand. Right across the mouth. And in fact, you folks out there in the audience, you got the program, and you can see we're here, and they're there. And go over to Simon, and you can get a. Well, he's kind of down under, down under here. Oh, that's terrible. All right, John Kelso, what do you want to play? The Weary Blues, oh yeah, by a guy named Artie Matthews. I think Oswald says the Weary Blues, it's neither. You gotta think about that. Ha, hoo, ha, hoo. That's Andy Stein. Evan, by the way, has got a CD on the merch rack too, isn't that right?
Yeah, Jazz Crush.
Jazz Crush. Oh, I love that
Like
one.
Orange Crush.
That's a good one, yeah. You know, a lot of the guys have things on there, the merch card, and it's really a good idea, you know, to support the arts if you like, and because I know Christmas and Hanukkah's over, but it's never too late to give, you know, something, and every piece of merchandise helps a needy family. Ours. There you go. That's very good. Okay. It took a while to get that going, but and it took a while to lose it. But anyway, that was John Eric Kelso there on the hot trumpet. Nice. Sam Chess playing some nice trombone. Yeah. Okay. Good. Nice to have an extended banjo solo. Usually he has 2 bars or a bar or 1 note, but we gave him a whole bunch of notes to play. And that's Devin Cortan there on the banjo. Yeah, man. And then our pianist made a little switch. He went from playing his piano to this little device there called a celeste or the celeste. It's used in classical music mostly, but occasionally guys in jazz world do it, like Don Redman played it, and Fats Waller. Who else? Lenny Hayton took a little things on it, and Peter is the only jazz celeste player in Birdland, because he's the only one that's got it. So he's got one. Peter, give him a little of that celeste there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We get a little classical music going there. And then another fella made a little switch, and he picked up a very rare instrument. It's got a couple of names to it, and one I can't tell you what Andy calls it. But anyway, it's called the Stroh violin, or the phono fiddle, or simply, if you're in Brooklyn, the violin with the horn. That's Andy Stein. There you go. Yeah. Right. Now, there's a wonderful newspaper out there, publication called the Syncopated Times. It's one of the only folks out there that does early jazz, which we do, and other people do. And we have a free copy over there, free. Hope you can take it and maybe read it and subscribe to it, because it's worth doing and getting. And the owner was so taken with Andy and his phono fiddle that he almost quit the business. No, he did a story on him. And this is the Andy Stein story. This is your life and all that. So it's going to be a collector's item for sure. Get Andy to autograph it, and in a couple months, it'll be worth at least $2.45. Now, while you're over there, like the infomercial, if you order right now, you also get the John Kelso edition too. Look at this, 2 for 1 at no extra price. Okay, make sure you phone in right now. Supplies are limited. No, I'm just kidding. That's that infomercial. Now, I appreciate the one person that clapped for my bass sax solo. There it is. There you go. That's enough. No. It's okay. It wasn't a good one. I need another take and another read and another life. But anyway, what we say in the Nighthawks is the more you drink, the better it sounds. And the more I drink, the better I think it sounds. Let me see. How sweet it is. There you go. Back there on the timpani and playing that beautiful solo, Paul Wells on the drums. Okay. Now, Peter Yaron didn't play a piano solo on that. He played a celeste solo. So we're going to give him back his piano solo. But he's going to do something of his own and what he wants to do. And don't say, I want to go home or good night, sweetheart. What do you want to do, Peter?
To do Rippling Waters by Willie the Lion Smith.
Oh, Willie the Lion Smith. Okay, Lion Raw. Piano. Woo! Willie the Lion Smith. Fantastic. All right. Well, we could get the big band back together. Is everybody back? I hope so. All right. This is a tune written by Maceo Pinkard. You probably say, who the heck is Maceo Pinkard? Well, he wrote some beautiful tunes. A tune that associated with Bix Beiderbecke from 1930 called I'll Be a Friend with Pleasure. He also wrote Them Their Eyes. Them Their Eyes. Give Me a Little Kiss, Will You, Huh? A whole slew of tunes. His big tune was Sweet Georgia Brown. I'm sure you know that one. And this one, which I like too. It's called Sugar. Ethel Waters sang it in 1926 or so, 27, and which was one of my favorite versions. This next version was recorded by the Paul Whiteman Band, and it featured Big Spiderbeck and Frank Trumbauer. Big Spiderbeck, a cornet player, and also played some great piano and composed some pretty neat modern, as they called it back then, piano music. And this was arranged by a fellow that I studied with, a guy named Bill Chalice. Bill Chalice was a great friend of Bix and all the jazz guys, and worked with the Goldcat Band, and later on Casa Loma, Artie Shaw, even did some arrangements for Fletcher Henderson. Anyway, here it is, Sugar. Now the Whiteman Band was like about 22 people, and we have half that amount, so the guys are going to be playing instruments that they've never played before. Well, there's the one. Okay, we're going to start off with our submarine saxophone section, right? Let's hear it. Yeah, that's just like, Bill didn't write that, they did. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sugar by Maceo Pinkard. John Kelso on that wonderful solo that Bix did with the baritone sax playing the melody underneath. That was, I think it was Charlie Strickfaden. And we had a nice solo on the trombone, Sam Chess, doing the old Bill Rank solo. There you go. Well, let's see. We got time for a few more tunes, and then we have to take a break. But anyway, here's a song that we played a couple of times. We haven't played it too often, but we have a lot of people tuning in from Great Britain, and they occasionally request some obscure songs, and we do our best to do that. And this comes from a British band leader named Jack Payne. Jack Payne and his BBC Dance Orchestra. Marvelous band, a lot of great musicians. And the composer on it was a guy named Bob Busby, who later got into composing film music, one of the great British film composers. And then back in the 20s, he was listening like Bix and Don Redman and all that stuff, listening to Ravel and Delius, and of course Fudd Livingston and Bix and Don Redman. So this is something called Hot and Heavy. And the original arrangement of this was done by a fellow later to be a big band leader and composer in England, a guy named Ray Noble. Well, here it is, Hot and Heavy. Good luck, guys. It's medium tempo, so you'll be good. It's got a lot of flats in it, more than my car. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Busby. Woo. Man, oh man. Well, we had a great time planned for you folks tonight, and very energetic, and we're so happy to be playing here at Birdland Mondays and Tuesdays. Don't forget our little secret there of our live stream every Tuesday. And you folks out there, you don't want to spread it around that we're doing this. We appreciate it. If you like what you heard tonight, please say something nice on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Birdland is going into its 77th year as a club. How about that? All right. No, don't play Happy Birthday. No. These guys love to play Happy Birthday. It's a good song, but no. But the reason why, because number one, there's always been great music here, some great talent. And if you look at this wonderful brochure that's on your table, take it home and spread the word around of what's going on here. It's fantastic. This music here, 365 days and nights a year. And it's all varied. It's just amazing. Everything from ragtime to no time, if you can believe that. So I firmly believe that Birdland is the world's greatest jazz nightclub. Yeah, check it out. Okay. And another reason why it's lasted 77 years is because people like you coming and supporting live music. So I always say at the end of each show, let's try to get some young people introduced to live music. What do you think? Okay. All right. Do we have any young people here tonight? Yes. All right. Yeah. I can hear them out there. Yeah. All right. I don't want to see anybody out there drinking scotch and Wawa. That's no good. We're going to close up with a hot one. This one was played by the wonderful and composed by the Louis Russell Band. Louis Russell was a pianist, and he had a real knack for writing some hot tunes and also putting some amazing musicians together, like Henry Red Allen on the trumpet and J.C. Higginbottom on the trombone. Of course, he was on the piano, and Pops Foster was playing the bass. Sometimes he played the aluminum bass. Paul Barber on the drums. So many great people. So here it is. And he had a great daughter who's singing and playing and doing fantastic. And a lady by the name of Catherine Russell. Have you checked out Catherine Russell? Yeah, she's here sometimes, and she's all over the world. She's fantastic. Well, here it is, Jersey Lightning, which means in Prohibition time, it's good stuff to get if it's from New Jersey. So they tell me. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, play it, Peter. John Kelso. Come on, saxophones.
Selection of CDs and LPs available at our CD cart AC County. On behalf of all of us here at Birdland, we want to thank you for joining us and we look forward to your next visit.